What's up, pickleballers? In today's video, we're gonna show you a new pickleball shot that's absolutely taking the pickleball world by storm, the drip. Now, the drip is kind of a combination between a drop and a drive, and mastering this shot will help you win so many more pickleball games.
And make sure you guys stay to the end of the video because we're gonna actually teach you how to use this shot and put your opponents under extra pressure and win more points.
Let's get into it. So starting off, we want to kind of talk about what this shot is and why it's advantageous. Then we'll get into the form and kind of how to use it later in the video. So again, what this shot is, it is kind of a combination or a hybrid shot between a drop shot and a drive. So this shot's going to have kind of a medium trajectory. It's going to get down at your opponent's feet with topspin, causing a lot of pop-ups and other unforced errors. So why hit this shot? The game of pickleball is getting faster and faster, and you have to be more creative on how to create offense. So an area that I started getting in trouble a lot was I was just trying to get my drop into the kitchen. And again, that's really not a way to be offensive. So this is kind of what I mean. If I'm just getting my drop in, I want you to watch how that ball actually landed in the kitchen, but because it was in this high lofting trajectory, it bounced really high, and my opponent could really do a lot with that fourth ball and create a lot of offense. So if I'm giving a really high lofty drop, she can just take a step back off the kitchen line and apply pressure off the bounce. That's why the drip is really advantageous, because the topspin and the lower trajectory is going to cause that ball to get down, and they can't be offensive with it. In fact, they're probably gonna pop it up for your opponent to come in and do some damage. So now let's kind of get into how to hit this shot and some of the mechanics.
Now, I used to really struggle with this shot, but knowing the correct stance and grip really helped transform this, and it really clicked for me. So it's really important when you're hitting a drip to make sure that you have an open stance. So this is a closed stance, and this is an open stance. So it's having your hips open towards the opposite side of the court. Now, the reason why having an open stance is really good is because if you're closed, you're kind of fighting your body a little bit, and open really allows you to hit multiple spots on the court a lot easier. Plus, it's super disguised. The next thing I want to go through is your grip strength. Now, if you think of holding your paddle really tight, that's a 10. You can kind of see your veins coming out of your arms. Okay, that's a 10. And then coming out of your hand completely, that's a 1. I want you to have a very loose grip. Think like a 2 to 3 on that scale. Now, what that loose grip is going to allow you to do, it's going to allow you to really brush up on that ball and get topspin. You can't really get topspin super easy if your wrist and your arm is very tight. So letting your kind of momentum in your arm be really loose is key to creating a lot of spin and brush on the ball.
Now, this next tip is probably the most important part of learning how to hit a drip in pickleball, and it is the contact point and swing path in relation to where you are on the court. And be sure to stick around, because coming up after this, we're gonna show you some amazing drills to help you put this all together. So before I get into the swing path in relation to where I am on the court, I wanna talk about the contact point on the ball. Now, when you're hitting a drop shot, if you were to take this ball and kind of cut it in half, you're gonna wanna hit that bottom equator. And when you're hitting a drop shot, you're really kind of hitting close to the bottom of the ball. That's gonna allow the ball to have a lot of arc. But when you're hitting this shot, if possible, which I'm gonna go into some scenarios here in a little bit, but if possible, depending on where you are on the court, you wanna hit more of the side of the ball versus the bottom of the ball. Hitting the side of the ball versus the bottom of the ball is going to allow you to create more offense. That ball is gonna kind of come more on a horizontal trajectory versus that vertical trajectory. So let's kind of put this all together. So keeping in mind that we want to hit the side of the ball more than the bottom of the ball if possible, there are 2 things that you have to take note of when changing your swing path for this shot. Now, the closer the ball is to the net, meaning if I'm contacting the ball in this region, I have to have a shorter swing path. Honestly, my backswing is almost non-existent if I'm here. If I'm back here, I have to slightly open my swing path up a little bit, grab a little bit more of a backswing to help me let that get over the net. The second thing is not where you're standing on the court, but how high the ball bounces. So if I'm in this middle section here and the ball bounces up higher, well, now I can hit more of the side of the ball and I can take a little bit more of an aggressive of a swing. But if I'm contacting the ball lower here, I have to take less off my swing. I can't be as offensive and I can't have as big of a swing. If I'm back here, again, same thing applies. If the ball bounces up higher, I can have a little bit more of a flat swing, but if the ball bounces lower, I really have to get low, let my hands go, and have more of that low to high motion. So keep those two things in mind. One, where do you contact the ball? And two, how high does the ball bounce? With the goal in mind that I want to contact more of the side of the ball than the bottom of the ball like I would with the drop. So let's kind of put this all together. So putting this all together, if I were to get a ball and I'm kind of back here, you can see that me being all the way back here, I'm having to take a little bit more of a backswing, and I'm trying to contact that side of the ball, really let my hands go with that loose wrist and that nice stance like we talked about earlier. But if the ball's more up here, now I can't take as much of a backswing. You can see right there, I literally just hold my paddle and then I let my hands go. And again, the higher the ball bounces, the more I can be flat. The lower the ball bounces, the more I have to brush high to low. Lastly, is a pro tip here for practicing this shot. You could come up to the net, take your paddle, put it right on the side of the net and brush up. This motion here is exactly the motion you need when hitting this shot. And again, all that's going to change once you've gotten this motion down is that high to low swing path in relation to where you are on the court and how high the ball bounces. Now let's get into some drills that's going to help you put all this together.
So now we're going to go through how to practice the drip. So this is a really great drill that you could do. And how it works is I'm gonna have my partner at the kitchen line. I'm gonna be in front of them at the baseline. As you can see, I have 2 cones set up cross court on that kitchen line. That's gonna be my target area. My partner is gonna go ahead and feed. I'm gonna just work on trying to get my drip into that area. So as you can see, the ones that I'm hitting high, I really need to probably put a little bit more topspin and a little more backswing to get that ball to have a little bit more momentum. So I really like that adjustment. I was really working on just having some more forward momentum and more pace on that ball so that trajectory is more forward rather than up and down.
So as we talked about in the beginning of the video, we're gonna show you how to use this shot to create more offense and some crazy pressure for your opponents. So what's gonna happen here is my partner is going to hit that cross-court drip with some aggressive pace. I am actually gonna read this shot and crash, because now the opponent doesn't know what to do with the ball, and they're either gonna make an error into the net or they're gonna pop it up to me. It's kind of like a poach or a shake and bake. So let's kind of see what this would look like. If you like this video, you'll definitely like the next one we have coming up. So be sure to like, subscribe, and turn on those bell notifications.
And we'll see you in the next one.